Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. Remember the Pod Bros Podcast Network. Don't forget to go to podbros.com and find yourself another podcast you want to listen to. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company. Use promo code BEEFSQUATCH, BEEFSQUATCH, to get some money off an order, especially since you want to get that Scrubacami from Mommy t-shirt. It's pretty amazing. You should get one as well. And don't forget our other sponsors, Tape Armor, as well as Rolls Gear. And you can find all of our old episodes and shirts and patches on bjjshow.com. I'm Rob, and me and Randy got to hang out last Friday night. And, we had a bit of a talk. And it kind of stemmed from class where somebody said, hey, why don't you... Somebody said something about a podcast talking about porn, and then somebody said, well, you just do something about BJJ porn. And, well, you're just going to have to listen to the rest of the episode. It is legitimately lowbrow humor, but that's okay. It really opened my eyes to a weird, not weird, but maybe just a different kind of genre of entertainment out there. But if you like what you hear, don't forget to like and subscribe to us, and find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. I'm Rob,
Randy,
and we're together in person finally.
Yeah, this is nice to look you in the eye.
Oh, makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside, man. No, but it's good to be able to come up here and have a good conversation, not rely on the magic of the internet to be able to talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And when we don't talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu either, but it's just good to have it. So
absolutely, yeah, this is awesome.
And we're doing it in the Academy, and this is not the first time I've recorded an episode here. So we had Brad and we had Brian on here in the Academy. I think Travis Hallman actually snuck in the back of the office in the middle of one of that.
I remember that, yeah.
So there you go. So you just got done teaching, right?
I did, yeah. Brad taught the jiu-jitsu class. I taught the kickboxing after. So we got the fresh smell of pine sol and bleach floating in the air right now. It's might be an aphrodisiac. What do you think?
It might be an aphrodisiac, which is a really good segue. So actually, this is kind of, I'll be honest, like the subject kind of just came to us or through, what's her name?
Erin. Yeah.
So we were talking about the podcast, and then, me and Rob Priester, also shout out to Rob for giving me a knife. Did you see the little?
I didn't see it. Let me check it out.
He forged that one. It's pretty cool, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for those listening, Rob Priester is very crafty with making handmade blades, and they always have kind of a, if you could see it, it has a very menacing kind of, antiquated look to it. I always like his style that he puts on these things, and he makes some nasty stuff. He's made a knife for me before as well, so
yeah, that's awesome. Definitely gonna be carrying that one a lot. That's really cool. I think I don't forgot what we were talking about, but somehow podcasting came up. It's like, oh no, because he asked what we were doing. Say, we're going to record an episode of a podcast, and Erin said something about she listens to My Dad Wrote a Porno or whatever, and I've heard about it. I need to start it, but and then I was like, porn. We talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on ours, and she's like, why not talk about BJJ porn? And we laughed.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. Until I willingly gave my phone a virus, it feels like, and sat in the corner away from everybody else.
Yeah.
And scoured the internet.
Digital herpes.
I feel kind of dirty, actually, like after seeing some of that. Now, granted, it's probably fairly tame for those of you who are initiated in porn or whatever. But
I'm sure it was.
It probably was, yeah. I can only imagine some of the shenanigans that people get into, and that's cool, whatever. But I think my biggest takeaway from the research I did, my very short 10 minutes of research on BJJ porn.
Well, let's be honest. Let me cut you off. Does a venture into porn ever really last any longer than 10 minutes anyway?
Only if I'm bragging. Only if I'm bragging. My 30 seconds into my adventure into porn, and so I went on and searched. I just hit it, and it came up, Probably not the smartest thing to put through Google, since now Google knows I'm looking up BJJ porn.
True.
But I threw it in there and found the category and looked at it. Now, I was kind of surprised. Half of it, well, actually, let me phrase that. I was kind of surprised at how much of it wasn't actual porn. Half of it was legit, like, girl fights man, and they're like, black belts or whatever, and they weren't. I was watching the roll. I'm like, one, she had really shitty, like, mount and side control, so there's no way she was a black belt. And two, the guy's belt wasn't a belt. It was if you think of like a kimono, like somebody said, probably from costumes, was like,
it's like a sash.
What's black that looks like a black belt? And somebody's like, oh, we got this really, we got this black sash from this sexy kimono somebody used. Yeah, fuck it, nobody's gonna tell.
So wait a minute, Rob, are you telling me that when my friends have watched porn and they're on a couch and there's somebody claiming to be a doctor, that person is not a real doctor? Is that what you're telling me right now?
That's what I'm telling you right now.
I don't believe it.
I hate to break it to you, man, but I think they're acting in some ways and not so much in the other.
They seem so legit, though.
Yeah, they really do. But so, I mean, that was mainly my whole complaint. I'm like, these two people are black belts and they fucking suck. But it's porn, so can't really take much from them. But surprisingly, I did find quite a few instructional videos. Not like how to like do something wild to your partner, but like legit Toriando passes and then like submissions from closed guard. I was like, because it was 48 minutes. I'm like, dude, somebody put a lot of production value into this porn. I pulled it up and I'm like scrolling through. I'm like, no, shit, that's legit. Like,
yeah, there's no mention of teaching the third hook or anything.
Nothing at all.
Wow,
it was eye opening. So I guess. And then I think I mentioned it to you, and you said something like, "Well, it makes sense because I guess some people just want to watch it."
Yeah, well, I think there's this weird. It's kind of like a play on words. Let's face it, the English language has become pretty bastardized now, and you have like gun porn, car porn. Yeah. It's not true porn. It's not like somebody having sex with a tailpipe, right? But it's it's
sure it's out there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is too. But I think that's where it gets a little confusing. So, I mean, maybe that's a caution to our listeners. Like, if you're searching for jiu-jitsu porn but not looking for pornographic material, you might want to tread softly.
Like food porn.
Yes, food porn. Exactly. Same thing. Yeah, it's not real porn. It's just food that looks really delicious.
Yeah, that's true. Eye bleach. I need eye bleach. Actually, I think I need mind bleach after that because like I said, not so much just like disgusted or whatever. I'm just like, fucking. He did do a roll through when she did a omoplata, maybe question mark, but he rolled through, and I was like, okay,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And then he like just stayed there in like armbar position because I, like you said, don't think he's a black belt.
Yeah, well, it's ironic because actually Brad taught a technique today, omoplata roll throughs. That's kind of interesting.
Do you think the market's big enough we could give private lessons, not in the weird like. Weird way, but I mean, like, look, you guys want to, like, kind of like how Keanu Reeves got ready for John Wick.
Right.
Like, all right, you're playing a BJJ black belt who's in a relationship with another BJJ black belt. Show us your moves. Holy shit, that armbar sucks. Let's go through the step-by-step of how to
So you're saying you want to be subject matter experts and choreographers for BJJ porn?
Well, I mean, it depends on the pay, I guess, but like, but I mean, like, don't they have subject like what was it advisors? They have advisors on
always.
Movies for like cop movies.
The Machados were the advisors for the John Wick films.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying I'm Machado level,
but you don't have to be for porn. We're talking about porn.
Yeah, dude, you teach a couple fucking, knee slicer passes. You teach a couple inverted arm bars.
Absolutely.
Get their cardio up or whatever,
yeah.
and then I just leave.
Yeah.
I want nothing else to do with it. And then go home in my shame and drink a glass of whiskey. And then when my wife asks me what I've been doing all day, deny everything and make counter accusations and just continue to deny.
What if you made James Paredes the star of a BJJ porn?
I thought we were done with this guy. We gave him enough time last episode. Damn it.
But he's got the technique level for porn, according to what you're saying. He could pull off a pretty nasty lug wrench right in the middle.
James Paredes is probably better than the people in the porn that I watched.
Did he actually have a real gi that looked like a jiu-jitsu belt?
No, James Paredes did, but I was thinking more or less like, what was it? Like, I was looking at the back of the gi because I was like, oh, Jesus, he's affiliated somehow, and it was Nagi said Hollywood martial arts. So I'm like,
okay.
I don't know. It's probably costuming. Like, we need karate outfits for this karate shoot. Man, we've really delved deep in this fucking BJJ porn thing.
I mean, I think we could talk about pretty much anything and delve deep into it.
We really could.
We're going balls deep into this conversation on BJJ porn.
Don't want to get too excited and blow my load prematurely on this episode. So I don't know, man. Like I just find it kind of interesting, and like it's mainstream enough now, maybe to have its own porn category.
I mean, I think that says something about how far we've come as a sport.
It's
no pun intended.
God. Oh my God! How'd you guys get taken off you or iTunes? Well, this is an episode we're talking about porn and shit. No, I was thinking too, like that was talking about like what the deciding factor was between like VHS and beta, and was the HD DVD versus Blu-ray. It was like whoever porn goes with, that's what's decided. You know what I mean? Like I was like, that's kind of a weird standard, but it kind of makes sense at the same time.
It does. Speaking of, it's a little off topic, but when we talk about how far jiu-jitsu has come in the mainstream, did you hear about how supposedly Netflix is coming out with a miniseries about the history of jiu-jitsu?
Really?
And it's supposed to be about Hickson Gracie, and then, of course, I'm drawing a blank on the other historical character in the jiu-jitsu realm, but it's following those two people.
Like a few of them.
Yeah. Well, it's about who brought from the connection from Japan to Brazil.
I'm talking about Maeda. Right?
Yes.
Oh shit.
And it's directed by the same person that made Narcos, I believe.
Really?
So that's
it a documentary or like a drama?
No, it's like a drama. It's a miniseries drama. So.
Oh shit.
And I read articles on it. It sounds pretty outstanding. So
I'm actually really excited about that. I'm kind of curious to see how they're gonna.
There's no time frame on when the release is gonna be yet. They haven't said that, but
years.
they're working on it.
10 years, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm waiting on BoJack Horseman season 6, and dude, this is gonna take forever.
Well, Deadpool just got pushed back to Phase 5 of Marvel. So
what?
Yeah, they just pushed it back.
Because they took over, man.
Yep.
I keep forgetting about all that.
Did you hear also that they're getting rid of? Supposedly, the rumor is they're not going to have Star-Lord as part of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because he apparently wore a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt and got jumped on by the liberal media, and so now they're not going to have him as anybody. They're not even just that character is gone from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 from the rumors.
No, they can't do that, man.
Yeah.
No.
I'll be resigned to leaving the Marvel universe at Avengers Endgame and going back to jiu-jitsu porn, I guess, if that's the case.
Well, I mean, pretty much it's the same shit at this point. I gotta look this up, man. Now I'm like actually concerned and worried about it, man. Like,
yeah, this fourth phase is starting to take a bad turn of events, and I think it's. I'm not going to sit here and get into politics. I'm not one to talk about that much. I respect everybody's beliefs, but I just feel like when it comes to entertainment, can we just leave some of that shit out of it and just enjoy it? You know?
I mean, that's kind of the jiu-jitsu way, though, isn't it? Like, what was it? Like, you can have people on the mat. Like, that was one of the memes I saw. I was like, cop and stoner. And
yes,
like
that was a great meme.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty much it.
I've been throwing memes out there like crazy on the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show Facebook, and I saw that one. I was like, well, that one's better than any of the ones I posted. That one's pretty outstanding. But it's true. You get all different walks of life on the mats. It doesn't matter what your religious belief, your political standpoint, the color of your skin, your sexual orientation. None of that matters whatsoever. And I think that's one of my favorite things about jiu-jitsu is we get on the mats and we're all in it to make each other better, make ourselves better. That's the way it should be.
No, I agree with that 100%. And I did look it up. I didn't see anything, so I'm really hoping it's like, oh, fuck, please don't be true, man. It's like, if that's the decision, like I said, let's not get political or anything, but the Navy still wears it on their uniform.
Right.
Yeah, they will wear the Gadsden flag on their uniform.
Right.
So, whatever, man.
Well, the guy who wrote Punisher said that police officers and military shouldn't be wearing the Punisher logo because he feels that the Punisher is a vigilante, which he is.
Yeah.
And that it sends the wrong message. It's interesting to me how some of these people go about saying these things because, I mean, you think they'd be inspired or be touched by the fact that military, police, firefighters, whoever, are these heroes out there putting their lives on the line are using their logo, using their characters as inspiration. So,
yeah. No, I can see that too. Kind of like people in the military. Every fucking captain in the Army wants to wear the shield and do the Captain America thing.
Yes.
But I can't blame them either.
No.
Because you have the rank. There's no Sergeant America, so I was kind of fucked on that one. But Sergeant Rock, that was the Marvel guy. I forgot about that.
Well, Captain America never got promoted, though, did he? He just stayed a captain.
Yeah, man, his evaluations probably are not that great. Constantly disobeying orders, like just insubordination, all that other shit. So yeah, I can see why he never got promoted. And that's okay, man. You know what? You do you, Captain America. He's old now. Spoiler alert, he got old.
Oh, you didn't go there.
What? The movie's been out how long?
You're right. We're beyond the threshold, but
it's all money, man. It's all about the money. And then it seems like we were talking about this earlier too, kind of sponsorships, loyalty, things of that nature. It was a conversation I had with somebody who will remain anonymous, but like I feel maybe because I'm a cranky old guy who did jiu-jitsu before and kind of saw it like coming up like, oh, the big crazy tough guys want to do crazy tough guy things, and it was just it was about learning how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
It seems though everybody's out for the cash grab. Everybody's out there to get sponsored without having any loyalty to a brand. They're just like throwing out like spaghetti. They're throwing spaghetti against the wall, hoping something sticks and hoping somebody picks them up. And
right.
That person was, I guess, more or less frustrated with the fact that the majority of the correspondences he has with people is that they're just looking for free shit.
Mm-hmm.
How did we get to this point, man? Like, what happened between... I say it's been a not recent, but like maybe the past, I'll say 4 years. Past 4 years, a lot of people are just trying to get free shit for just doing jiu-jitsu.
Well, I feel like you know this kind of goes back to an earlier episode where we talked about the whole GoFundMe movement.
Yeah.
People wanting free money, sponsor me to go to the Pan Ams or whatever. And I'm with some of that. I think some of that is good, but at the same time, you shouldn't expect anything for free. And I would say that if you're an athlete and you're looking for sponsorship to help you move along and kind of progress your career, I would like to find something that would be in line with what I believe. Find a product that's in line with my beliefs or that's in line with my style of jiu-jitsu or something along those lines where it's consistent. Otherwise, you just kind of sound like a mooch to me.
Yeah.
Where's some of the pride, the self-pride and confidence? And these companies that they're being pushed to give away free shit. I mean, I can't imagine how aggravating that's got to be because they put work into their product. They've come this far. They've created a business. They've probably sacrificed a lot of their life to get to a point where they're even financially able to sponsor somebody. That's got to be an aggravating proposition.
I mean, to me, it does seem like the spaghetti against the wall type situation. And here's a good reason, like example, why. Without even looking at what a company stands for, what they have, what they do, anything, right? You just send out a message, hey, I'm Rob, I'm a world-class blah, 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 and I will represent your brand by showing it off to other people on the podium. Like, okay, like, cool, I've gotten that before. But I feel like a lot of it is they've never used the product, bought the product, done anything with the product, and then they're just like, let me try this gi company. Let me try this gi company. Because the big jiu-jitsu show does get the occasional Facebook message asking for a sponsorship. The Big Jiu-Jitsu podcast no longer sponsors anybody. Just heads up, listeners. I'm sorry. We love you all as friends. I'll buy you a beer if you said you listen to us. I definitely will. Or a soda if you don't like beer or whatever. It's fine. But we don't send people to competitions. We don't do anything like that. And that's not just because we're jerks. It's just we're a podcast. We're actively looking for sponsors because we're greedy and we want money. Hence the porn ad we had to do. Not the porn ad, the condom ad, if you remember that.
I don't.
Yeah. So we were. I'm not talking bad about the company. I put out that we would do ads on the show, and a condom company came to us and asked if we'd be interested in doing it. And kind of went back and thought about the whole, was it Snoop Dogg and Ice-T saying like, dude, doesn't matter, sell out if you can.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I did the ad for the condom company, and I won't go into too much detail my experiences with the condom company, as in like using the products. So just throw that out there. That's none of your damn business. But I endorsed them. I'll throw that out there. Yeah. So like, it needs to be something in line with it. That was a lesson I learned a couple years ago. Just like, we do have great sponsors with, Trap and Roll and Rolls Gear. They're really, really just amazing people to work with. Tape Armor sent us a box of tape that I finally now run out of, and they were sponsoring us 4 years ago. So I'm like, shit. Like that's a lot of support. They've done like a good, like they've helped us out, and Trap and Roll sends us stuff all the time. But it's also, these are relationships we've had with people for a long time.
And it's consistent with what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're talking about jiu-jitsu. We're progressing the art. We care about this. It's something that's bettered our lives. And those companies, their why is in line with ours. And it's kind of like that Simon Sinek guy. If you ever read Business, he has got that whole remember your why, start with your why. I think that's important.
Yeah.
You've got to remember your personal why. I actually have that written on a chalkboard at home to keep me in check sometimes, because it's important that what you do every day is in line with your goals, with your vision, with who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. And I think that carries through even into small things like who sponsors you or who you seek to have you sponsored. And as much as it would be great to hear you give an advertisement or a commercial for a condom, I'd like to see the correlation between that and jiu-jitsu. It's just not in line with the overall concept, the overall why. If you're required to wear a condom when you roll jiu-jitsu, maybe you're doing some jiu-jitsu porn.
I was about to say, dude, we started with that at the beginning of the episode.
That might be the correlation.
No, it could be. And I mean, in all fairness, though, like when we did it, I was like, I get why they probably asked us and whatever, because of the demographic and what and it was a solid product. It just, like the same thing. I was kind of like, the 2 episodes were all right, and I was like, it doesn't feel right. Like,
what I think I would have done with that though?
What's that?
This is how I would have ran this, right? If we were a big company, we had commercials that actually ran on television. Yeah. I'm going to take you there. I want you to picture this commercial, right?
All right.
So you've got a guy and a girl, and they're rolling.
Yeah.
Right. And let's be honest. We all know people that are involved in relationships, people in the gym, which is completely fine. I think it's great when people meet somebody on the mat. But you got a guy and girl rolling on the mat in this commercial, and things get a little hot, right? Things a little interesting. Camera has to kind of zoom up a little bit so it doesn't show anything too bad. It's a commercial, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the girl locks him in her guard, so he can't back out. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
He can't.
Oh yeah.
He can't back out.
Okay.
But it's okay because he has that brand of condom on, so he's covered.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying now.
She has a tight guard. He can't pull out. And so the condom is there. It's your last line of defense.
The title of this episode is going to be Lowbrow Humor. Legitimately.
I think it'd be a great commercial.
I think it would be. I think it would be a great commercial. Only because I like jiu-jitsu and because I geek out when I see jiu-jitsu. So now I'm watching.
Was it called Rubber Guard Condoms by any chance?
Oh, you just done something. Oh, man, you made it happen.
We're going to be millionaires.
We are going to be millionaires. Rubber Guard Condoms.
Rubber Guard Condoms.
I got to be careful of that because I'll tell you what happened with another idea for a name of something I had that showed up later on. That'll be after the episode. But, yeah, dude, I think that we have the winner here with rubber guard condoms and that we should do commercials. Not you and me together. I think we can find other people. Because we're going to be millionaires. We can hire actors.
Yes.
I feel like there's a stable of people somewhere in California making videos for Pornhub wearing not good gis. I don't know, man. That's really... So, like, yeah, then you get sponsored, and it all just kind of is like the self-licking ice cream cone of videos. Porn ads that advertise condoms made by people who train the people in the porn ads. Yeah, dude, it's just a big circle of money. Just
for the people, by the people.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Nothing bad could ever happen with something like that.
But on the loyalty piece, I think, going back to that, I think that I get it. You got athletes out there that are they're fighting hard, they're training
Yeah.
hard, they want to get somewhere. Maybe they're sacrificing in their professional life to make sure that they're on the mat and doing whatever they can. You've got to make sacrifices. I understand, but you have to look at it from the standpoint of these small businesses too. They just can't afford to just throw money down the drain like that.
Yeah.
And there should be some loyalty.
With possibly no return on top of it. Because, I mean, just because you say you're going to do it, do you actually do it?
Right.
I mean, like a lot of these companies who do like sponsorship deals, like you sign a contract, you like it lays out what you're going to do, and you probably should do that. Well, that was the point of what the guy I was talking to was about. He's just saying he could throw merchandise and stuff at whoever and probably not get a return. But he was saying also that just, there are other companies, talk about some supplement company that went bankrupt, and the reason they went, not the main reason, but one of the reasons they went bankrupt, it was a smaller company, was because they were giving out just free shit to everybody. Anybody who like, oh yeah, here's a tub of protein that we make, and
right.
You're like, you have no return. And I mean, it sucks, and I feel bad because that could have been somebody's dream. They're just like,
absolutely,
fuck, I went the wrong way with it.
It's give or take. Nothing's for free.
No,
and so if you're gonna work with a company and they're gonna invest in you and put their confidence in you, then you need to give that back in return. And I think that comes back to how you look at yourself in the mirror and how you view yourself, because you should have enough ethics, enough integrity, and enough self-pride that you wouldn't want to do somebody like that, because you're representing yourself in that same category, And so if a company is going out for you and going out on a limb and sacrificing, you need to make every effort to represent that company the best way possible. And if you're not able to do that, then you shouldn't seek out that sponsorship.
Yeah, and it probably should be something you like, because
yes,
Lord knows. Let's say this random company. All right, throw a random company out there. What was the clothing brand that got like a bad rap like back in the 90s because they found out it was like kids in some like third world country sweatshop?
Wasn't that Nike? I think it was Nike.
Okay. So you're like, I love blah, 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 blah. And it's, this gi company that is using, like former child soldiers to sew like belts together or some shit. And then it comes to light and you're like, well, I just randomly asked them. So it's not really, it's not really my problem. Right. But you're still attached to it.
You are attached to it.
That's kind of why you should really, I feel like if you want to get sponsored by somebody, you probably should have a little bit of a rapport with them. They should kind of know you. You should, give your elevator pitch. Be like, hey, been using your product for like a year. We're looking for sponsors. You interested in sponsoring us?
Right.
What would you want to see from us? What are you willing to do? Never asked, right? Well, dude, that was the other one. He showed me an email of somebody who was like, if you want to be like, I'm looking for somebody who can give me $1,200 a month to train.
$1,200 a month.
So I can win my first world championship at Blue Belt.
Wow.
I was like, wow, yeah. That was pretty much my reaction, too. I was like, eat shit.
Yeah, exactly. That would not. No.
Yeah. So back off on the entitlement. Back off on, you could be amazing at jiu-jitsu. I'm not going to downplay you on that. But, going out asking for money, knock it off, please.
Well, and then companies, don't reach out too far. I mean, let them.
Yeah.
These people should earn it. You earn a sponsorship. It's like a scholarship.
Yes.
You don't, you send in, you want to get a scholarship, that's great, but you have to earn that. And they look at what you bring to the table, what the hard work that you've put in. And if it's an athletic scholarship, what are you going to bring to the athletic department? They're not just giving those things away for free. A sponsorship is very much along the same lines as that. And these companies, you look at, again, not to get political, but Nike has made their stance clear with the athletes they stand behind and their why, and I respect that. So I'm not bashing Nike, but I'm talking about the Kaepernick situation.
Yeah.
They have drawn a line, and that's actually not a dumb move on their behalf.
Nope.
Because you have a lot of people that stand behind that same principle, and that's the why that's going to draw them to that business. Just because I'm not aligned with it because of what I do for a living and what my belief system are, okay, so then I'm probably not going to invest a ton of money into Nike. But you have other companies that are going the opposite way, that go the patriotic route, they go the pro-law enforcement route. And so you have these businesses that are out there that align with your personal beliefs, that align with who you are as a person and what you think and how you represent yourself. That's who you should seek out. Yeah. And like you said, tell them, hey, if it's Phalanx Jiu-Jitsu, for example, they've got some really good stuff. I'm not throwing them out there as a sponsorship, but I'm just saying, like, they have good quality stuff. I like their shorts. I train in their shorts. That would be how I'd pitch that if I was a professional athlete or if I was a competitive athlete. I would say, hey, I wear your stuff all the time when I train. I think it's the best quality stuff out there. I like the flexibility in the no gi shorts. I like the designs that you guys have. That's what I wear. If you show that you already have some type of predisposed loyalty to that company before they even put anything into you, you've put into them. To me, I think you'd increase your chances of getting sponsored by that company. But just to, like you said, spaghetti on the wall, come on, man.
Yeah, everybody knows what it looks like, especially when you have nothing to do with sponsoring people. Podcast doesn't sponsor people.
No.
Unless you're Keenan Cornelius. We'll give you a patch. We'll give you a patch, Keenan. That's all you get.
Yeah. Well, he was just in Raleigh. He was at Gracie Raleigh.
Fuck, I could have pitched him.
Yeah, he posted an episode. He went to a chiropractor. That was, you missed your chance.
Keenan. Damn. That's how we would pitch it. Look, we have nothing to offer besides this patch. We'd love for you to wear it on your gi.
A patch and a beer.
Yeah, that's right. You get a beer. King Cornelius gets 2 beers, though.
He gets 2 beers.
He gets 2. If you're a high level, like, black belt competition person,
yeah,
you get 2 beers.
I kind of like watching Adam Wardzinski with the butterfly guard stuff he pulls off. I wouldn't mind giving him a beer and a patch.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's reach out. I'll mail him a beer and a patch. No dry ice. You just
you're
taste
gonna get
how
it
it
warm.
is when it gets there. Probably should refrigerate it first, but yeah, that's how we're gonna do sponsorship. You know what? I take back everything I said. If you're of legal age and you compete a lot, we will sponsor you on a case-by-case basis with a patch and a beer.
Yeah.
That's it. I'll digitally send you a beer somehow. I don't know. I'll make it work. So
but if you're a competitive blue belt, we are not paying you $1,200 a month.
No. You get half a patch. I will cut it in half and send you either the left side or the right side. You take your
and we're going to probably send you no duels.
Yeah.
You're going to get some non-alcoholic shit.
We'll send him an ice house.
An ice house?
Yeah. Let's get like $2 Robs in college. I'm going to drink tonight somehow. I've got $5 in my pocket.
An ice house. That's brutal.
It was not bad. I just had to rely on my wit and charm after the first ice house to kind of get the other beers.
They have dog beers now. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I gave one to Woodhouse.
We could send one out there for if you're a blue belt and you're competing and you want a sponsorship. We'll send you a dog beer and half a patch.
I like it. We'll do that on a case by case basis. So that's the criteria for being sponsored. It is not the best sponsorship package in the world, but it's better than not being sponsored. So
yes,
that's how you're going to do it. We need a little bit from you, though.
Act now, and I'll send you a used rubber guard condom.
Gross. Oh, that would travel so bad too. Oh my God, the smell would be horrifying. Fucking terrible. All right, I really do think we can end it on a note like that. So you got anything for our friends and listeners before we head out?
No, but I have seen an uptick in the activity on the Facebook page where it seems like we're reaching out to more people. Keep it up. Created that group. We got like 50 people on there now. So start conversing with one another.
Wait, what group?
We created a group, the Big Jiu-Jitsu.
Son of a bitch, man. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Doing that. All right, you beat me to it. Good.
Yeah, so it's got 46 people on there right now. I got to invite some more, but I put a thread in there basically asking you to introduce yourself, where you train, what your belt rank is, how long you've been doing jiu-jitsu, how you found jiu-jitsu, the basic icebreaker questions. So go in there and answer them. We'd like to hear from you guys. So just looking for a little more community interaction. We know what jiu-jitsu is all about. It's a big part of community. So that's all I got.
Word. And we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for just dealing with our shenanigans and listening to us every week. I'm definitely going to jump on the thread. I will not make an ass of myself as is usual, but I'll get on there and talk. So thank you guys. And once again, it's been the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. Remember the Pod Bros Podcast Network. Don't forget to go to podbros.com and find yourself another podcast you want to listen to. And check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company, Rolls Gear, and Tape Armor, and find all of our old episodes at bjjshow.com. I'm Rob.
I'm Randy.
We'll see you guys next time.